6:50. I started tripping. I had this metallic taste in my mouth. I decided to call up the dentist, request different materials be used for the next one. I couldn't get in contact with the dentistry. My cell phone service was on, had Wi-Fi, but for some reason my call wouldn't go through. The second time I tried, I heard a yell, a cackle, 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 cackle. Right, it's been this mad. Hey, I just was looking for the. Next thing I know, I finally get through. The cat. Oh boy. So I'm figuring it was gonna be somebody, but it was just the answering machine. Hey, how you doing? We're not in right now. Our office hours is blah 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 blah. If you got a true emergency, contact blah 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 blah. So I memorized the number, called the number, and it was just weird. I didn't even conversate with the lady, other than my number on the answering machine. What made you try to block my signal and well, outside and yell intentional shit? Right. So I called up the other doctor. I called up the doctor and was like, yeah, well, he didn't answer. The same shit happened, right? The phone did not go through. It did not go through. I checked my cell phone service again. And I contacted him and finally it picked up. So I'm figuring I'm going to talk to the doctor. I got the answering machine. I told him my situation and I requested on the next one if I could get some different material since I told him, hey, I smoke and I got that metallic taste again. And before I had a crown was that left, and I had this bronze shit stuck in my jaw, giving me this metallic taste, right? And it was a painful situation, though, right? So I had a false bridge put in first, and the false bridge was there, and then after when we walked in, then I walk in, and then they remove the false bridge. They pick out all the little other bull stuff, and they give me this bridge, and I'm thinking it's gonna be like what the white stuff, right? But this is that metal mixed with metal with porcelain and shit. Very painful, right? It's already tender there and shit. No infection going on. Um, and putting it in, it was fucking painful. It was painful. Then I noticed who the man was. It was like, that's the agent dude in makeup. Because the last time you seen the actual guy, he's on TV with pure white gray hair doing a commercial. You know. And at that particular moment in time, I made a tweet, right? And this tweet was in rebuttal to her yelling. And I didn't even conversate with the lady. But yet, I didn't get in contact with her. She didn't answer the phone, or the phone didn't go through. And yet, she was outside yelling towards me from wherever the fuck she was. Right. And then this is what pissed me off. She was like, "Oh, you said you was a zillionaire and blah 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 blah." And then she started saying, "Oh yeah, this property we've been owning for like 30 some odd years. How'd you get the property? Oh, we stole it from you." You know, you watch the real 3D when he's talking about GTA 5, and then he gets to the point to where you're looking at through Tokyo security, and all of a sudden this flower just bloop 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 bloop. Same way the building pops up. Right, but the flower there, it was to cover up the what? The spaceship. It was a fucking spaceship out in the open, just You know what I'm saying? It was, hey, to cover that up. Hey, this place right here was like, hey, it was there for that, but boom, right? Lord only knows what's in the back. And that's what that was for. And you're a fucking fool. Right, because it's the process you have to go through, right? You got to let them know the situation, know what the problem is, so you could fix it, right? Compared to, hey, I'm gonna let you know, and we're trying to intentionally torture your ass. We're trying to intentionally inflict some pain and suffering on you and shit. Well, at least I put my request in so you know how I feel about the shit and how the fucking pain is happening or the metallic taste. I do not want to get metal poisoning and start having fucking heart pains and die of metal poisoning and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's just the way I feel and shit. And it was fucking painful going in, man. Remove that little bullshit that was already in there and shit. Then it was putting this metal shit in. It was like before that happened, I would eat something cold and I would get this very intense motherfucking the tooth pain. And that's exactly how I was putting it in, right? It was like, ah. That look at the doctor, he was like smiling and shit, and I knew who he was. Right, because the original guy was part of my original insurance, which was broken up, and then now there's healthcare and shit, you know. Be hopeful and wishful as a kid. That shit easily leaves and shit. And the only way they could get it back is tap tap boop, you forgot. And then hey, once you forget, hey, everything else that was in that little piece of material in your brain that somebody probably needed. Hey, what's up? It left. Why? Because a motherfucker wants to be selfish. You want to tell you, hey, why you keep saying the nigger word? I never said the nigger word. I said nigger. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't even sound the fucking same. So I guess y'all be sitting and chilling until I remember. So I hope y'all was gay than a motherfucker. Why? Tap tap. What you doing trying to let us go? This shit is ridiculous, yo. Let me see. Mom's and Pop's shop downtown was what? Housing place. It was like this door, a couch, and there was all these rooms in the back. Now it's a little small shop, you know. Exactly the same shit. He didn't want to sit there with your ass, period, and walked in the back to make him another thumb, since he was from the thumb. Just like the two look like right hand and left hand. you gotta hear that shit. It's like, yo, people was like, yeah, what's up? What about us? And it was like, hey, how'd you get that? We took it from your ass. Ugh. You shouldn't expect shit from me because I couldn't give it to you if you wanted. Ugh. But that was years ago when these people were old people, right? So since they were old people, they're old now, right? And hopefully they ain't dead or worse. Hopefully they didn't get something they didn't want, because you know how idiots is and shit. They'd be like, yeah, that's a no-no. It's not gonna happen. And they would have been like, you know, if we get rid of you and kill you, we can get this on and crack it the way we want. But it's all in their name. So now you got to commit fraud by getting somebody to act like this person. If the person has passed away, you should allow that to be known so somebody else can jump in. You know, you don't want to use the person's situation because you don't know who this person is. And his people come looking for him, like, hey, where's my little brother at? And he doesn't see his little brother, he sees somebody acting like his little brother. Boom. You got problems. Next, a big ass crane comes and knocks that motherfucker and tries to knock it down. And the whole game is like thought like lit. It's exactly how you thought, right? You get put on witness protection. Let's say you get put on witness protection. And let's say they change your name to Cup and Bowl, right? And then they put on your new temporary or fake birth certificate and social security card, tape and bowl, and they use your parents. Your parents is cup and bowl and plate and bowl, right? And then everybody thinks that your last name is either cup or plate. So they start making assumptions and shit. And I mean, you got to get the whole gist of it. It goes, hey, what's up? We went to school. We learned hard knock life. We know how to manipulate the system. And the only thing that's stopping me from manipulating the system is the few people you trusted with these things. So if we get rid of those people and act like them, then any type of fuck up that's happening in the system is because the key people who knew how to do it and was getting it in is no longer there to get it in. And since the people are no longer there to get it in, you got a whole bunch of people winging it. And when you got a whole bunch of people winging it, they're supposed to meet this demand. They can't meet this demand because, hey, you got insurance and people are supposed to pay out insurance. But yet the person that's supposed to pay out the insurance ain't here. We got rid of him and we found all the pieces of paper that's going to get us this money and shit. And you don't see near a bit of the money. Then it's even more bad when you get called for the fraud. And let's say that, you know, hey, y'all got this money, you helped me out. Hey, we gonna get you back. We sat in this motherfucker for a long time because somebody tapped your brain and you could never get us out, you know. I want revenge, right? Now these people are out. They've been out for like 10, 20 years just plotting, waiting for it, right? And I'm pretty sure a couple of people popped out and was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I'm supposed to be. And what's the worst case scenario? Hey, I'm a fucking traitor trash piece of shit. We live by the sword, die by the sword. Let me call up two of my brothers to come over here and beat you up. And these two innocent kids is getting put through some shit now. Why? Because they listening to their auntie or their sister. They innocent, they don't know shit. Hell yeah, we'll whoop that up. Oh shit. Now they go. They disappear. They're in hiding somewhere. Don't want to come outside. Don't want to do nothing. You know, it's just weird like that. And you just gotta get that shit. This is weird. Yeah, I know it sounds like that. Oh my gosh. We're around the area and we heard nothing from them, but we heard it from you and this right here. And who the fuck is these people in the first fucking place, right? You know what I'm saying? And then especially when it's like we don't know shit other than what he's cussing you out. But if we was over there and heard that's his shit in the first place, and then they went, oh no, this ain't yours. This is commercial property. It's like, yeah, it was supposed to be a university. So. Yeah, it was supposed to be a university type, right? Probably connects to the other schools and shit. So on and so on and shit, right? Everything was for sale. Somebody purchased it, depends on who you are. Oh, hey, you see a for sale sign, you go and purchase something, but as soon as you go and purchase it, up, here goes five thugs. What's up? You gonna have to move us off the property, huh? But you didn't give me, because I was always in a situation of 911, blah, 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 blah is going down. Hey, who do you think we are? Click. Hey, relative, I need some help. Sorry, click. And then it just goes empty for a little bit. Then it's like, oh, school education. New for the new equipment. Then what do they want to try to do? Block you from it. Make up accusations. We don't want you to join us and do this and do all that shit. Right? You start wondering shit. You go to the dentist and shit. And they try to get you to pay out of pocket and shit. Right? And they must be doing something wrong, right? I mean, because insurance pays good and shit. But then you got to understand that situation when it's like, hey, okay, my insurance recommended me to come here. I came here, and you're telling me I got to pay 150 out the pocket. You know, it's like going to the pharmacy and it's like, hey, they just gave me some drugs and it's 100% covered, but you gave me phosphate and made me pay $1.25. And then some smokers sitting there waiting for them exact same drugs. Number two, well, if I heard that right on TV with the private sector, nobody ever hired them onto no private shit as they had stated. We took this strong-handed, removed the patents and trademarks in the first place. So at the same time, those bankruptcies and so on and so on are still fitted with the old names and shit. Hey, got a hospital crack in the head. People pop up, we gonna name it this. Why does it switch back? Oh, because the paperwork wasn't for that hospital name, therefore we ain't paying for it. And then what did the people try to do after that? Boom, we just came from the county. Fuck this shit. I don't give a fuck about your health, how you feel. I'm gonna be selfish, even though your job title doesn't mean to be selfish. And I'm gonna turn this motherfucker into the county. Ooh. And it's kind of weird. It's like, wow, all this state of our equipment. Oh. food. It's weird. Other proofs and shit would be like, okay, let's say you diagnosed as something, and it's like, hey, to the people, we want you to vote on this and this, and it's about history. And it's like, fuck history. It's like, you the main purpose. We want to get rid of you. Why? Because this is in your name. The same name I signed it with. Every time I changed my name, shit, I paused and waited. I was like, ugh, bad shit happened. And it was like, definitely, this is you. Oh, we'll change that. Then it'll be foreigners that ain't legal to be here. Boom, and who's keeping them here or their presence here. And it'll be, hey, we used to be kids in our era and we was raised their way, and this is us cold-heartedly. We found out how to get paid, get money, and this is us. This is what we want. You didn't understand that shit. You know what I mean? You want to be like, oh yeah, war, war, war. It's just like reversal, reversal, reversal. You was minding your business. I asked you if you wanted to buy some marijuana. Took you to the house to go get it, then busted your ass. You was minding your business, going about your merry way. I asked you this question, helped you go over here to go get some, and busted you. Hey, I hate you. I'm tired of you. I'm trying to get rid of you. All I taught you was war, war, war. As soon as you start woofing war, 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 boom, boom, boom. Maybe this older person seen it. War, war, and seen each one of these people get murdered. Boom. And that's when they were young, and now they old with gray hair. And you so annoyed they teach you that. Bam, war, war, war. That's all you want to go for is war, war, war. And then you do that shit, boom. You dead. Hey, what the fuck is you dead for? Hey. Had your people that hint you up on that game, you know? Because when you're a kid, you don't really too much care about race. It's not a race issue, you know what I'm saying? It is never a race issue, it's a race issue, right? After I hit my head and forgot, I'm kicking it with people of different tones and shit. While the black folks is like, man, what the hell is you doing? What the hell is you doing? And it's weird because the black folks is like, we is from Africa. But when we go back to Africa, hey, white people, hey, kissing your feet and your balls and your dick, hey. And if you don't know that, they pop up, hey, heart, pride, ugh. Straight to the fullest. I mean, that's just the bullshit about it. You know what I mean? And then on top of that shit, well, it couldn't be him named with that bullshit you saying. Because somehow something's going wrong. I mean, if it's in my name, ain't nobody came to me for shit. People is like, well, we don't need you. Oh yeah, I never gave nobody permission to use my name, any of that shit. And they would say, shit, we'll ask somebody else. And they'll flip the script, grow up. And then they'll be like, oops, yes, we don't ask these people. You know? But it is what it is, you know what I mean? It's all the truth and shit, you know? I mean, because once you take all the money and shit, where are you gonna go? You know, say you become the major defense and get all kinds of similar amounts of money. Where the fuck are you gonna go if you plan on taking that money and shit? You ain't got no place to go because people gonna be wanting war that don't know any better, and people ain't gonna be wanting war. And you're gonna be trying to wage war, and then you got fucking issues because there ain't too many places you can go and hide and kick it. Because everybody's going to try to accept you in as a bargaining chip to get back in the first place. As soon as you become the hot commodity, shit. Hey, you safe here, bro. Hey, a couple of those fun park passes, yeah. Hand your ass over. It'd be easy to manipulate kids and shit. But once you get a certain age, it's all about scientists. It's not about being manipulated. Nobody give a fuck about that shit, right? I bet you must be annoying as fuck when it's like somebody listen to me. He always talking about when he was young and blah blah blah. But then if you notice, you watch political events up in the states and shit, and little small minor mentions of me and shit. It's like from when I was young. Everything is on a time basis. There was not the technology in the past to obtain or hold the TV footage. Everything went HD. Nobody wanted to upgrade. Or before I could upgrade it, oop, oop, we're stuck with the old stuff. Maybe it was all for free until it was like, oh, we stole it from you. Maybe it is not for free no more. And then once they upgrade on the technology, what happens? Boom. The stuff that should have been played in the 80s is playing right now. Hey. But the wrong people are getting it. You didn't understand that. While the political heads was, where everybody who needed to know it, they had the technology. But if they didn't have the stuff to have the technology boosting, hey, it was like, hey, he's offering this cable for free. No, we don't need it. It's a blank TV. It's not working. You know, and a lot of retired people coming home looking at their big ass TVs and shit, turning it on, and it's like we should have learned this stuff back in the '80s. Ugh. And 15 people pop up out the sea like, hey, if you would have just made that cable, huh? You would have just missed out on this ass whooping. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Trying to take prosthetics and shit. And the weirdest shit that ever happens and stuff, as we may know it. So I was young and I made a couple of weird decisions and shit. But it was all by the book, you understand. Um, I read the books, I did the information, I did it correctly, and I placed everything correctly how it was supposed to be placed. But the problem was, I didn't have to tell nobody, didn't tell people for the same reason. It would be a catch 22 either way it went. If I told you tap tap, you wasn't supposed to. If I didn't tell you tap tap, oops, here comes somebody looking for some questions and you ain't gonna get no answers. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I noticed this place has been empty for the past 10 to 15 fucking days. This is a perfect place for the meeting. Hey, these people about to come over, about to get their little thing, ease off of us. Then all of a sudden it's like, hey, somebody calls up somebody they thought was in charge, pops up, tap tap, hey, it's me. Oops. No, I ain't got that money. Yeah, it was like, hey, we need that stuff. It's about to go down. You know? And people go into hiding and shit. When they go into hiding, they go into motherfucking hiding and shit. There's nothing they could do about it. There's nothing I could do about it anymore. So I have monopolized the whole situation and shit just in case, right? And if somebody did come over trying to take care of me in the worst way, oh, you forgot I'll kill you. always be somebody else. Like, you ain't gonna kill shit. Why? Because this is gonna start it off. You know, let's talk about killing and shit. You know, the Constitution doesn't protect anybody from murder, but through the time and manipulation from youth to grown up, people have been easily manipulated into thinking that murder is the way to go. But you tend to forget the people you try to kill is somebody you need, right? You got some homeless person sitting in the park all day and he's filthy freaking rich. And he's paying people's bills. Then all of a sudden, somebody just didn't like him because he's homeless. Ugh. Decided to go and try to murder him or murdered him. And then 2, 3 weeks pass and nobody's getting paid anymore. Motherfucking recession hits. But if you was bred that way, hey, that's how you is. Hey, you know, fuck trying to get agriculture and farming in and shit. Choppers, bombs, murder, death, kill for whatever agenda they have. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this shit is weird. I got that hard lesson. Hey, so you'll kill for us? Yeah, back in the jail. Okay, I'll face deaths now. Hey, ain't going back. You know? And I'm in my 30s and shit. 30s going on 40. And everybody else is younger than me and shit. Or a couple of years older. And maybe they just got the education. Maybe they just went to school. Maybe they just learned something. Maybe they was groomed by some ex-veteran that just wanted to see somebody get killed trying to push wars. You know, had an agenda, kept their mouths shut because they didn't want to get killed, and found some fucking little patsies and was like, I want you to do exactly this so we can see what happens to you. And then once that shit happens, they won't speak on it again. So what I did with my youth, I was like, I'm gonna show you how to craft. I'm gonna show you how to write information down. And if this shit ever happens, you know what to do with it. You know what I mean? And that was the whole thing with investigative reporting and stuff. I had to go deep undercover. I had to go and investigate some shit, put myself in danger, and all kinds of stuff. And I wrote it down, and you read it in your books. Oh, this is how I obtained the information for this book. And then people will get the book and they read it. Oh, this is terrible. This is wrong. And then they rewrite the book. And then you end up catching people trying to do investigative reporting and get shot and killed. And you know what I'm saying? It's weird. You don't steal something from something you don't know how to use, right? Yeah, man, this kid owns this power plant. Let's take it and destroy it. And then you taste the water and it got leach in it. Why? Maybe this power plant was taking all the excess leach and tossing it and filtering it. Maybe that's what the other power plant was for. No, people was like, it's an eyesore. Plotting revenge. Like, oh, I'm gonna have to wait these long years to get this and shit. Could have had it beforehand. Could have had it already, but people want to be stubborn, right? They see a kid, they say, hey, I'm gonna take it from this kid. I don't see no parent or adult looking after this kid. Ugh. But it's like, hey, I got a job to do. And you're fucking up that job. And now you have people popping up, threatening your life. Hey, what the fuck is going on here? This is supposed to happen. You're supposed to air my commercial. We didn't like the commercial. We tossed it out. And for all you know, this commercial could have eased out a whole bunch of shit. Hey, we're a cult. We kidnapped all these people. We'll kill them. You got some undercover agent over there. You got to televise this stuff so people will know where to go and get this stuff. And then it's like, hey, weird fucking fate happens. Oh, no, fuck that shit. I'm taking it. Ugh. And when the commercial is supposed to happen, hey, I need to get rescued. They disrespect that shit and toss it out. Somebody gets killed. And now you got some problems. You got people willing to do time in the penitentiary, wait to come the fuck out and start targeting your ass and have every political backing to do that shit. You ain't got nothing you could say about that shit. And then it's the catch 22. As I'm saying it, people are like, hey, yeah, that's me. And I'm like, hey, you know a sucker and a patsy. And if you didn't notice the person that was telling you how to do this shit was a sucker and a patsy, then you don't know what the fuck a sucker and a patsy is. But through life, you project the same shit to other people. You call people suckers and patsies, but didn't notice that you're that. And then if you didn't learn and didn't get that knowledge, you'll be, hell yeah, I'm about to go join the army. I'm about to infiltrate it, and I'm about to sell the information to somebody else. Ugh. And the person who gave you that information to go try to do that shit is sick. You get shot and killed. Man, this is terrible. I'll never do this shit. Ugh. So let's say you had to get through me to get through some shit. Man, it's like, well, you're just a kid. So they manipulate. Oh yeah, yeah, we're good cops. We're good guys. And then they get somebody who's a patsy, and he pops in, tap tap. People laugh, ha ha ha, giggle giggle. That's it, ha ha. You gone? See you, bye. And what's the problem with that shit? Now you got a whole bunch of people that's rogue, that's doing all kinds of shit, and they go to the point of, okay, this is good. You helping people out, or you helping certain people out. Well, we don't want it to be. And then it's like, well, use the people that got fired and shouldn't be there in the first place, but they knew enough information to block it from getting anywhere else, and they kept it in their midst. So when it came to, hey, it's televised, it ain't televised, they blocked it. New people popped in. They didn't have the proper information. And then somewhere in the future, these same people pop back and continue with what they thought was the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like you learn electronics and shit, and they was like, hey, we got a jolt thief. We made a jewel thief out of an app. We're gonna take your battery power. We're gonna take your battery life. We don't want you using it. Then they get enough people and try to say, "Oh, this is the shadow sector. This is super duper private," and they try to make it like it's good, and then it's gonna fuel bullshit because the TV is old. The TV news is old. A lot of shit is being recycled old, and people are feeding off of it like it's happening live, present day. They could sit there and tell you it's 1985. We're about to go and lock up until motherfucking whenever, and then they'll just start replaying old stuff. And then everybody in there is just trying to manipulate people the same way so they could get up in there. Hey, we need some more people to come over here and run for this and go and do this. And then they're going to write a letter. I want you to do this. And as soon as you do it, you find out you broke the law. You look around. Hey, I'm still here and alive breathing. Then you do it again and you do it again and you do it again. And you find out it's some big ass gay agenda. And now your ass is locked up forever. Ugh. And they raping the shit out of you. And it happens with the females too. Why? Because The coldest shit I done seen. Hey, I'll do 44 years. Fuck you. Ugh. You know, you don't take it as bullshit. Ain't nobody gonna hear this. You know how I feel about it. That's just that. That's life.